Only You Can Harm Yourself as Zen Reflection. Chapter 1. The Awakening of Inner Responsibility. In the silence of dawn, when the world is still asleep and only the whisper of the wind moves through the leaves, an ancient truth rises like the first ray of sunlight. Only you can harm yourself. This is not a cruel or merciless statement. On the contrary, it is the golden gate to the deepest freedom that exists, the freedom to choose how you respond to life. Picture yourself walking along a mountain path. The landscape is breathtaking, yet the trail is filled with stones. Some people blame the stones for their stumbles, others curse the path itself, and a few even point to the wind that pushed them. But the Zen sage understands a different truth. It is not the stones that make us fall, but the way we choose to walk among them. This reflection invites you to journey with me through 8 paths of understanding, where you will discover that the greatest power you hold is not in controlling the outer world, but in consciously choosing how you allow that world to affect you. Each chapter will serve as a mirror, revealing that you are not a victim of circumstance, but the architect of your own inner experience. Are you ready to begin this journey into the deepest self-knowledge? The path starts now with the first step into the realization that your inner peace is, and always has been, in your hands. Chapter 2. The Mirror of Reactions. When faced with unexpected criticism from someone close to you, you suddenly find yourself at an emotional crossroads. Your heart beats faster, your mind stirs. In this crucial moment, I ask you, which do you choose as your first response? A, to immediately defend yourself and strike back. B, to take a deep breath and observe what arises within you. If you choose A, to defend and strike back, your emotional survival instinct awakens like a warrior drawing his sword at the first sign of danger. This reaction, though natural, is like fueling a fire with gasoline. It may seem powerful at first, but it burns more than it illuminates. By defending yourself automatically, you hand over your power to the other person's words, allowing their opinion to conduct the symphony of your emotions. The harm does not come from what was said, but from your choice to let those words become truths that wound you from within. If you choose B, to breathe and observe, like a calm lake reflecting the moon with perfect clarity, your conscious breath turns you into a serene mirror. As you observe what arises inside, you realize that the other's words are like stones thrown into the water. They may create ripples, but they cannot change the lake's true nature. This sacred pause allows you to choose your response with awareness, keeping your center intact. Here, you discover that no one can disturb your peace without your permission. Zen wisdom reminds us that between stimulus and response lies a sacred space. In that space rests your power, the power to choose who you wish to be in every moment. Chapter 3. The Garden of Thoughts. Your mind is like a spring garden, where seeds of thought are constantly sprouting. Some bloom into beautiful flowers, while others grow into weeds that can quickly take over. You notice a self-critical thought arise. I never do anything right. How do you choose to cultivate your mental garden? Allow that thought to grow and multiply. B, recognize it as a temporary visitor and choose what to plant in its place. If you choose A, to allow it to grow, it is like watering nettles in your garden while neglecting the roses. Each time you feed a destructive thought with your attention, you give it deeper roots in the soil of your awareness. That thought will grow into a tree bearing bitter fruit. More self-criticism, less confidence, and a distorted vision of reality. Soon, the garden of your mind will be overrun by emotional weeds that suffocate your ability to see your true potential. In this way, you become the gardener who unknowingly destroys his own paradise. If you choose B, to recognize it as a temporary visitor, you act as a wise gardener who sees the weeds but refuses to let them rule the garden. By observing the thought without fusing with it, you come to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the conscious space in which they appear. Like a gardener who gently uproots weeds and plants flowers in their place, you consciously choose to cultivate thoughts that nourish your well-being. This practice of mindful mental gardening is, in truth, a profound act of self-love. A Zen master once said, "Your mind is your garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You may grow flowers or you may grow weeds. The choice is yours, moment by moment." Chapter 4. The River of Emotions. Emotions flow within you like a river that never stops. Today, the waters of this river carry anger and frustration from a situation that feels unjust. You sense the emotional current pulling you toward turbulent waters. How do you choose to relate to this current? Jump into the river and let the current take you wherever it wishes. B. Sit on the riverbank as a calm observer. If you choose to jump into the emotional river, it is like a swimmer diving into raging waters without knowing the destination. By fully identifying with the emotion, you become the anger itself, losing sight of the truth that you are far more vast than any temporary emotional state. Anger becomes the captain of your ship, steering your words, actions, and decisions deeper into stormy waters. In this state, you hurt relationships, make choices you later regret, and feed a cycle of suffering that feels endless. The river carries you, but not where you truly want to go. If you choose B, to observe from the riverbank, you become the wise one who understands the transitory nature of all emotions. From the riverbank of your awareness, you can see how anger passes like a cloud across the sky of your experience. This perspective allows you to honor the emotion without being possessed by it. Like a compassionate scientist, you observe, anger is here. It is intense, it is temporary, and it will pass like all emotions. This wisdom grants you the power to respond from clarity rather than react from turbulence. Zen tradition reminds us, you are the sky, not the passing clouds. Chapter 5. The Mirror of Relationships. In your closest relationships, a conflict arises. The other person behaves in a way you judge as wrong or hurtful. You feel your ego swelling, wanting to be right, wanting the other to change so that you can feel at peace. From where do you choose to approach this conflict? From the need to change the other in order to feel better. B. From the curiosity of seeing what this situation is revealing about yourself. If you choose to try to change the other, it is like a sculptor trying to shape a stone with bare hands, forgetting that he holds tools of his own. By placing all your energy on changing someone else, you become a prisoner of their behavior. Your inner peace is hijacked by another person's actions, turning you into an emotional puppet whose strings are pulled by someone else. This strategy is like trying to empty the ocean with a spoon. Exhausting, impossible, and guaranteed to generate only more frustration. Suffering deepens because you are fighting against what lies beyond your control. If you choose B, to see what it reveals about yourself, you become an archaeologist of your own consciousness, uncovering hidden treasures buried within. Every strong reaction is an arrow pointing toward an inner wound awaiting healing, toward a mental pattern in need of light. The situation transforms into your most compassionate teacher, showing you exactly where growth is needed. By taking responsibility for your reactions, you reclaim your personal power and turn conflict into an opportunity for conscious evolution. As a Zen proverb teaches, everything that bothers me about another is a projection of what I have not yet resolved within myself. Chapter 6. The Fortress of the Ego. Your ego, the mental construct you mistake for your true self, feels threatened. Someone failed to acknowledge your effort, minimized your achievement, or simply did not give you the attention you expected. You feel the wound of the ego pulsing inside you like an alarm. How do you choose to respond to this wound? By feeding the wounded ego with stories of injustice and victimization. B. By asking what lies beyond the ego that is hurting. If you choose A, to feed the wounded ego, It is like throwing wood onto a bonfire that threatens to consume the entire forest of your inner peace. Each story you tell yourself about the injustice, every mental replay of what happened, every justification of your pain. These are the fuels that keep the flames of suffering alive. You become the narrator of your own tragedy, the main character in a drama that plays out again and again on the stage of your mind. This cycle keeps you imprisoned in a mental image of yourself that constantly depends on external validation in order to survive. If you choose B, to look beyond the ego, you become a courageous explorer venturing beyond the familiar borders of identity. By asking, "Who am I beyond this image I hold of myself?" you discover a vast, serene presence that cannot be wounded by external circumstances. This deeper essence needs no recognition, for it knows its own intrinsic worth. Like a diamond that shines with its own light, your true being does not depend on external approval to know that it is valuable. A Zen master once said, "The ego is like an armor you believe protects you, but in reality, it imprisons you." True protection lies in realizing there is nothing to protect. Chapter 7. The Fire of Transformation. You have walked 6 paths of understanding, and now you arrive at the 7th, the sacred fire of transformation. Here, all the previous teachings merge into a purifying flame that burns away illusions and reveals your essential truth. In this moment of your inner journey, you realize that every situation that once seemed to come from the outside to harm you was, in fact, a hidden invitation. An invitation to awaken, to grow, to remember who you truly are beyond the stories you tell yourself. The fire of transformation does not destroy your essence. It consumes only what you are not. Like gold refined in the crucible, you emerge more authentic, more free, more aware of your innate power to choose your inner experience moment by moment. Now you understand that external circumstances are like flames that reveal the purity of the gold within your being. They cannot damage your essence. They can only show you where you are still clinging to what is not truly you. In this sacred fire, a new understanding is born. You are not a victim of life. You are its conscious co-creator. Every moment is an opportunity to choose love over fear, peace over conflict, wisdom over reactivity. The fire of transformation whispers to you, only you can harm yourself, because only you hold the power to choose how to interpret and respond to life. And in that choice lies your true freedom. Chapter 8. The Return to the Inner Home. We have walked together through 7 paths of wisdom, and now we arrive at the 8th and final one, the return to the home of your true self. Like a traveler coming back to their homeland after a long pilgrimage, you return to yourself with new eyes and an expanded heart. What have you discovered on this inner journey? You have seen that the power to harm yourself does not lie in external circumstances, but in how you choose to relate to them. You have understood that between every stimulus and your response, there exists a sacred space where your deepest freedom resides. Like a wise gardener, you now know you can choose which seeds to plant in the garden of your mind. Like the serene observer on the riverbank, you have learned that emotions pass, but you remain. In the mirror of relationships, you have recognized that others are disguised teachers, showing you exactly where you can grow. You have passed through the fire of the ego and discovered that beyond that mental construction lies a vast, unshakable self. You have walked through the fire of transformation and emerged more authentic, more free. Now you understand the beautiful paradox of this teaching. Precisely because only you can harm yourself, only you can heal yourself. Because you have the power to create suffering with your interpretations and reactions, you also have the power to create peace through conscious choices. This is not a burden, but the greatest gift life has given you, the ability to be the architect of your inner experience. You carry within you all the tools you need: conscious breathing, serene observation, mindful choice, and compassion toward yourself. The Zen path does not end here. In truth, it only begins. Each day will bring new opportunities to practice this wisdom, to choose peace over conflict, love over fear, conscious presence over automatic reactivity. Always remember, in the silence of your deepest being, untouched by the storms of the outer world, there dwells an unshakable peace that no one can take away from you. That peace is you. That freedom is you. That unconditional love is you. Only you can harm yourself. Only you can heal yourself. And in that truth, you hold the golden key to complete liberation. The journey home is complete. The inner home welcomes you with open arms.